Whether you like Trump or not, and to be clear, and it's not the point of my video today, I am anti-Trump. I think he's very dangerous. That's not the point of my video today. My point is the psychology of what we're going through. The one thing that Trump is very good at. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Leadership Project Live. We've got a special topic today where we're going to discuss whether we're now more divided than ever before and what we can do to fix it. We are now more divided than ever before. We see vitriolic rituals online all the time, people really expressing very extreme views, families divided over some of these views. And we do need to have a discussion about what has led us to this point and also what we can do to start correcting it. Are we thinking for ourselves, or is our thinking being shaped for us? And why are we more divided than ever? What's causing this division where people are getting further and further apart? And more importantly, how are we going to fix it? First of all, we're all suffering from what we call confirmation bias. Everyone does this. And this isn't about social media. This starts way before that. Our brain seeks validation, not contradiction. There's a comfort in having that validation that what we believe is true. And it's very challenging for us to accept an idea that is different to a belief that we've already formed. It's somehow challenging our identity and challenging our ego to admit when we're wrong. So we start only seeing things in the world that confirm what we already believe. And we stop seeing the things that are contradictory to what we already believe. So that then comes to another psychological phenomena, which is projection bias. As Carl Jung put it, the most dangerous psychological mistake is the projection of the shadow on to others, our shadow. This is the root of what he believes most conflicts come from. If you find yourself starting a sentence with, oh, that person only did that because, and you start coming up with what you think is some kind of rational or even irrational explanation of their behavior, what Jung is telling us is because you thought that yourself. That was a projection of your own shadow, your own weaknesses, your own insecurities. So if you start thinking that another person has acted in a certain way because they're trying to do something wrong, you thought of it too. So it's a projection of your own biases and your own thinking onto the other person without the critical thinking to think about whether it's true or not. You didn't test that assumption. And now it's about to be magnified by what we call algorithmic bias. Now, this is the relatively new one from the advent of social media. Social media algorithms are designed to maximize engagement, not to give you balanced information. They're there to keep you on the platform as long as possible so that they can sell more ad time, more AdSense, all of those different elements of how they make money is by whether your eyes are glued to that screen or not. So the algorithm is constantly checking in with what content you're engaging with. Are you watching that video longer? Are you pressing like? Are you pressing love? Are you making a comment? And it's getting these little signals, and it doesn't care what the content was. The algorithm does not care what the content was. It only cares whether you engage with that content. So let me give some examples here. If you go onto TikTok now and you watch a video telling you that the world is flat, and let me tell you, there's lots of content out there by people telling you that the world is flat, and you know it's not true. You've grown up with scientific evidence and scientific proof that the world is a spheroid oblate. It's an oblate spheroid. So it's a globe, right? So you know the world is a globe, and yet you start getting these videos that contradict that view, and you go, hang on a second, no, the world's not flat. But then you start watching the video because you're curious to go, how on earth could these people think the world is flat? But before you know it, you've watched the whole video. Then the algorithm goes, oh, Mick seems to like these videos about the earth is flat. So I'm going to give him another one. And then I watch that entire video. And before you know it, my entire feed is full of videos telling me that the earth is flat. Now, luckily I can think, and I do have critical reasoning skills, so I don't believe that the world is flat, but there are people that are going to consume that content to the point where they've seen so many videos telling them that the world is flat that before they know it, they might even start believing it and start believe little kind of little observations in there where they, like, it might be a curious question that a flat earther has asked that doesn't have a good explanation. So they go, it must be flat. And therefore we keep on going with this idea that the world is flat. So let me go to the world events right now. There are pretty much two camps in the world right now: pro-Trump and anti-Trump. That's it. It's what it feels like right now. If you start watching a bunch of videos that are pro-Trump, your feed is going to be full of pro-Trump videos. If you start watching a whole heap of videos that are anti-Trump, your feed is going to be full of videos that are anti-Trump. And you start getting sucked into that world. And then we have our confirmation bias that we said about a moment ago, and we start only believing the things that confirm what we already believe. And we start rationalizing away any evidence to the contrary. So our own brain now clicks in, and we're in this cycle. We're in a cycle of algorithmic bias, confirmation bias, our own projection bias, and before you know it, it's a runaway train. And we are, as a society, completely divided to the point of hatred, to the point of protests, to the point of friends that used to be friends no longer talking to each other. Whether you like Trump or not, and to be clear, and it's not the point of my video today, I am anti-Trump. I think he's very dangerous. That's not the point of my video today. My point is the psychology of what we're going through. The one thing that Trump is very good at is reading a crowd. So when he stands up on a stage and he starts making outlandish statements, he'll start off with something quite provocative. In real time, he's clever enough to pick up the engagement from the crowd. So if he says something absolutely ridiculous, like an outlandish statement that DEI policies caused a plane accident, and the crowd start cheering and hollering, a projection of their own insecurities and their own biases, he goes, oh, crowd like that one. I'm going to double down on that one. And before you know it, he's repeated that statement 12 times. But each time he's repeated it, he's actually turned the dial up. And we've gone a long way from the truth by the end of that speech. I'm not picking on Donald on this one. I think this is the one thing that he does that's very clever. He knows how to read a crowd and he knows how to play on it. But you can see, even in his brain, how that bias is just getting amplified. So what can we do about it? It's dangerous stuff. It's dangerous stuff. Confirmation bias, projection bias, algorithmic bias. We need to diversify your information sources. This can go as far as take social media off your phone. I know it's kind of weird for me to say that when I'm reaching out to people on social media platforms right now, but could be give yourself a social media restriction for a while to reset yourself before you go back in. Next one, recognize you are in that echo chamber. So this algorithmic bias echo chamber that you're in, awareness is a great way to start. If you're aware, hang on a second. So if I'm scrolling TikTok here, I just dropped my phone. So if I am on my phone, just pause and go, hang on a second. Before I believe this video, remember I'm in an echo chamber. That helps. The awareness helps. Engage in critical thinking and open discussions with other human beings. Seek to clarify. Seek to question. Seek to analyze and evaluate before you form a long-standing view of what you believe. Practice cognitive empathy. So cognitive empathy is your ability to see through someone else's eyes to see what they're seeing, right? To process their perspective. Perspective taking is what it's sometimes called as well. So this picture here, is it a 6 or it is a 9? Well, it's both. They're both right. Might even be a G if you look at it a different way, or another symbol altogether. Look at it through different perspectives. Use perspective taking. Put yourself in someone else's shoes and see the world through their eyes.